What's up, homegirls? ¿Qué onda, morras? Buenos días, tardes, o noches, since I don't know when you're listening to this. I hope your day is going good, or at least better than yesterday. Welcome to Te Crees Muy Muy, the podcast para las homegirls who are healing, growing, and figuring life out, sin plan, con flow. I'm your host, aka your Chicana homegirl from Cali, Stephanie, and as always, muchísimas gracias for pressing play and hanging out with me. And your reminder of the day, morra, el tren no se fue, tú vales oro, no migajas. Agárrate las pestañas y vámonos. Now, let's get into it. What's up, homegirls? Welcome to Te Crees Muy Muy, episode 13. So this is a special episode. I normally drop on Mondays, but today is Saturday. I was supposed to drop this like earlier this week, but life was lifing, so here we go. Anyways, before I get started, you know the drill. Thank you so much for tuning in. What's up, homegirls? Feliz Valentine's Day. I don't give a damn if you celebrate it or not. This day is to celebrate yourself and your homegirls too. Don't forget about that, okay? If you don't have any homegirls, or many for that matter, shit, we'll still celebrate yourself. Go out, get a bomb-ass coffee, get your nails done, your hair done, or go buy some bomb-ass food, un sandwich, a hamburger, or make food at home that you enjoy but you don't get to eat for whatever reason. Anyways, let me get started. So y'all know I'm single by choice and because, let's keep it real, soy un poco huevona. I don't have a problem being single. I enjoy my own company. I go to eat by myself. Me voy a las movies. Dude, I even go to concerts. A couple years ago, fui a mirar Genuine by myself. That shit was so funny. And y'all know I went to Poland on my own. I'm saying all that to say this, y'all. It's okay to be alone, but be alone because you want to, not because you gave up in a sense. This episode is going to be all over the place and I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. Even talk about things that maybe people don't want to hear or have heard. Like how my mom says, se hacen patas o se hacen guajolotas. I'm 39. I've been single for 55 years by now. It's been an interesting journey to say the least. When I was younger, I felt like a failure because I was like, damn, I don't think I'm going to get married and what the fuck's going to happen? I'm not going to ever experience true love, how they say. This weighed on me really hard and really heavy mentally to the point where I would cry a lot. And honestly, it tripped me out because I'm not even a crier like that. I kind of make the joke that I'm dead inside. So it takes a lot for me to just be hella emotional like that. And ojo, this isn't something to brag about. I'm a believer and I'm a practicing Catholic. Wait, no le apagues. I call myself an imperfect Catholic, but taking religion out for a second, y'all. I remember being in adoration and having a very honest moment with God. Y le dije, I want to get married, but if it's not your will for me, right? Help me through that because I don't know what your plans are for me. Asking that was really hard for me because we're so conditioned by both cultures, Latin culture and American culture, and society, that marriage is the next obvious step. And the truth is, I wasn't even dating, so why was I even stressed out about marriage? That didn't make any sense. I was confused and honestly all over the place. But I'm not kidding. After I started reflecting on that a lot more deeply on what marriage is actually about and what it truly takes, not romanticizing the version that we are told, right? But talk about the real sacrifices and the responsibilities. Me empezó a pasar some crazy stuff. So some Bible passages that talk about marriage kept coming to my head and to my heart. So I would read them, and truly try to understand them, right? And it really made me question if I'm even ready for what I'm asking for. And then the following days, y'all, it was crazy. Me empezaron a salir videos about marriage on YouTube and on Instagram, like Instagram Reels or I guess stories, you could say, right? And both in Spanish and English. Not even gonna lie, that was ay, wey, no mames, my moment, right? I was like, am I even ready for this? Do I really actually want to sacrifice my state of life for marriage? And that is real, y'all, and totally valid to go through that. I came to realize that I'm allowed to question things, to change my mind, and to learn more about marriage instead of just assuming it's the next automatic step. In therapy, I started reflecting on the difference between choosing to be alone and just being alone because life happened and I kind of settled into it, not fully by choice, because there is a difference. It was talked about for a little bit, and then life happened and I switched gears, and honestly, I haven't revisited that topic in a long ass time. I just briefly thought about dating while I was in Poland in December, but as fast as that thought came into my head, se me fue. Hey homegirls, before you keep listening, did you know I made y'all a journal? It's a short, cute, 15 pages para que no andes toda confundida. Sí, un journal. It's called El Journal de Mis Life Shoulds. It's not a miracle fix. Let's keep it real. It's not a whole heal in 10 days type of thing, because let's be real, you've been carrying all this shit since you were younger. It's a small, simple tool to help you check in with yourself instead of bottling everything up. I made 2 versions, PDF if you want to print it and actually write it like right inside, or a Google Doc if you want to do it from your phone. Think of like heal on the go, right? And girl, si tienes tiempo de andar allí stalking your ex-boyfriend for 20 minutes on any social media platform, you got time pa esto. Y esto honestly, it's better for you. The link is in my bio. Now, let me go ahead and get back to this episode. Les doy un update if I ever decide to start dating. I will be 100% honest, and my approach will be very different this time around because I'm older y ya no quiero andar con mamadas, right? Nos han vendido that love can fix everything and all you need is love. But let's keep it real. A lot of people get into relationships and then eventually get married, not really knowing their partner and not having these tough ass conversations. Also, just a reminder, y'all, the world doesn't stop whether you're married or single. The same society will judge you for getting married at an older age and becoming an older mom. You literally cannot win. No se les puede complacer. So don't make your marital status your whole personality. That shit ain't cute. I'm not hating. I'm just being real. Our Latin culture doesn't really say much when it comes to dating. I'm not saying all of us, but most of us women were not taught about dating. I love my mom to death, but all she told me, I think I was like 20-ish around there, she was like, no seas rogona y date a desear. And that was it. And that was literally a whole conversation. No seas rogona, kind of like don't be chasing men, don't be begging men, y date a desear, like be desirable, que te deseen, like they want you or something, right? And let's go back a bit. Some of us weren't even allowed to go to school dances or football games when we were in high school because God forbid the parents weren't going to be there to like chaperone. Even if there was teachers, the teachers couldn't keep an eye on all kids, right? Because God forbid something could happen and maybe se hacen novios, and the next thing you know, the fear of the daughters getting pregnant, if dating was even talked about, was very real, right? And on top of that, sex wasn't even talked about either, especially because of what? Religion. If anything, all that silence made things worse. That's why you see more religious women struggle with sexual intimacy later on when they get married, because sex was always framed as something bad. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Anyways, let me go back to what I was saying. Dating culture sucks ass. You have to take responsibility for your actions and triggers, whether you want to admit it or not. If you're actively dating or trying to date, you are adding piss to the pool. Stop being biased. None of us are 100% perfect. And I'm not saying you have to be 100% healed to date, but take a good look at what you bring to the table and what you don't, where you are lacking and not lacking. Be a little bit more self-aware. And it does suck when you do bring that to the table. Tú sabes que son tus triggers and you're working on it, etc. Pero la gente that you're trying to date isn't. I know I'm making it seem like it's that like hella simple. Pero también a lot of people like always talk shit que the dating pool has piss in it, que esto y que el otro. But what are you doing too? You know what I mean? I feel that if daters were 100% real with themselves and other datees, what they're looking for and what they want and they don't want, I think a lot of the problems could be solved. Not all of them, but most of them, or issues. I read a book that's called It's Just a Fucking Date, which I highly recommend. It was really good that I think I'm going to read it again. I learned that you have to switch your mindset from I hope they like me to I hope I like them. Total game changer. I know it's an obvious statement, but it's very true. I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger and trying to date. My self-esteem was really low. I was chasing men who were not for me, and I knew they weren't for me, and I still stayed there like a pendeja, right? But they gave me attention, or very little, but hell, it was attention. So who wouldn't stay there, right? As I got older, I put my track shoes away and I don't chase anymore. My self-esteem has improved and I try not to get so caught up because at the end of the day, if you're just meeting someone, they're a stranger. So why are you putting expectations? Like, why are we having like weeks and weeks of texting back and forth and we're not meeting up for a date? We should meet up for a date within the week that we meet. I no longer talk to men who are lukewarm. Y'all, please, please, please pay attention to that. It's game changer. I no longer talk to men who are lukewarm. It's either yes, they're interested, or no. Not que maybe they dip in and out, they ghost you, they come back, se van, they come back, right? Being confused and lukewarm is a no. Y'all need to learn like to pay attention to that, porque eso sí es difícil and stuff, especially if you really like them. But no, y'all. And ojo, I'm not saying that I know everything about dating, but it's stuff that I learned when I was younger, like in my early 20s, that now as I'm older, I was like, damn, I'm so dumb. I can't believe I put up with that shit, right? Anyways, y'all, I got hella stories for you guys. Some of them are fucked up and some of them are funny, right? So ahí les va una hella quick. So I'm banned from eHarmony. Who remembers eHarmony? So back in the day, they used to have this thing called it used to be called like free communication weekend or week or whatever, where the whole thing was for free. So hella people would sign up y hacían sus cuentas and you could chat with people for free or whatever, exchange numbers, emails, go back and forth, whatever, right? Pero ya cuando se acababa the free communication weekend or week or whatever, then all those people would leave because ya no querían pagar, right? So I actually paid. Yo pagaba cada mes. I forgot how much I was paying. And I kept getting matched with profiles with people who hadn't logged in like 2, 3, 4 months, fucking sometimes like about a year or over a year. And that hella pissed me off because I was like, dude, what the fuck? I'm paying for this. I'm getting matched with people que no se han metido to this place for like 5, 6 months. So I emailed customer service and I was like, hey, so I have a question. I'm noticing a trend that I'm getting matched with like people who haven't logged in months or like even a year. And then the fucking lady, whoever she was, replied to me, was like, hi, we understand your concern, but you also have to remember that our members have lives and they're not going to be actively on here every single day looking for like, you know, a date or something. And that hella pissed me off. So I replied, I was like, I understand that people have lives. I'm like, I'm not expecting to be getting hit up 24/7, but I feel like if you're paying for a service, you're gonna like actively be on there. Maybe it's 2 times a week, maybe it's 3, pero estás pagando un servicio, right? And then she replied, she goes, I understand. She's like, but there's really nothing we could do about it. So that pissed me off so bad. I did a stop pay and they were trying to like bill me. And they were trying to bill me and they were emailing me and I emailed them back. I'm like, I'm not paying for a service that's going to be matching me with fucking people who haven't logged in a year. So they banned me. Ya no puedo estar. And also another one that is terrible is Catholic Match. Dude, don't go on there. If you're Catholic, busca otros modos. Like, because not all, but most of the men on there were hella judgmental. Sounds about Catholic, right? If you don't go to the Latin mass and if you don't not this and this, then don't mess. And I'm like, get off your fucking high horse, dude. Like, como que no hay ese espacio for people. There's a lot of Catholics who left and are coming back to Catholicism very slowly. I understand that a lot of us are poorly catechized, right? And I know that as adults también tenemos que poner like nuestra parte to learn more about Catholicism. And you have to like, I mean, you don't have to, but it should be a good idea to talk to someone about why you left the Catholic Church or aprender, etc., right? I don't want to get off subject and stuff, but a lot of those men, they weren't giving like wiggle room. Like, I don't know, it was just fucking weird. I was like, fuck this isn't for me, so me cancelé. And a couple of dudes that I did talk, I'm not saying that I'm like a hella interesting person or lo que sea, they were fucking boring as fuck. I'm like, yeah, this isn't the place for me. So yeah, anyways, I have more stories, pero nada que ver, like, and also too, who remembers the party line? That shit was crazy. I met a couple of dudes off of the party line. That shit was crazy, bro. Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, so let me go back to this. I'm not anti-relationships or marriage, okay? I just want to make that clear. I just want y'all to remember that we have choices now. Your life doesn't have to revolve around a relationship. Even if you're taken or married or are in a relationship, it should be a part of your life, not your whole ass identity. My wish for you this Valentine's Day is for you, homegirl, to celebrate where you're at in life. I know some of y'all may not even feel in a place to be celebrating because you're tired of dating. You really want to be in a relationship or be married hella bad. And I get that because I was once there. I wanted to be married and I didn't want to admit it, right? Because I wasn't actively dating, or maybe I was dating and it was going horrible that I didn't want to like admit it, like, damn, a lo mejor no me voy a poder casar, because I felt like maybe I was coming off desperate to myself, if that makes any sense. But I can't, but something that like también that I have to keep it real. But I can't control everything in those situations, right? In those scenarios. I can't control if the other person is feeling me. So I learned to let it go, date and let it go. I started to focus on myself and really figure out if I truly knew myself, lo que quiero y lo que no quiero, and actually voice that when I'm dating, right? Some of y'all may think, well, you say all this because you're fine being alone and you've been like single for a long time. Honestly, if I found a dude and it was mutual and there was respect, yeah, I might be in a relationship and stuff. But at the end of the day, sin o con un man, I know I'm going to be all right, y'all. Some women don't know how to be alone. You have to complete yourself. None of this, he's my better half bullshit. Or my other half, I should say. No, homegirl, unpopular opinion, and this is where I'm going to ruffle some feathers, but you complete yourself, and your significant other is a bonus in your life. So what, half of you was dead or missing before you met this person and you got married, or you were halfway living, or you felt like maybe something else was missing, but you have to complete your life. They have to be a bonus. He or she have to be a bonus in your life, right? That's how I see it. But anyways, you complete yourself. Your life can't be centered around a man or a woman. Te vas a perder, homegirl. That's just some food for thought. Anyways, hopefully you guys like this episode. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram under Te Crees Muy Muy podcast. I want to thank everyone who has followed me. My account is growing, I think, pretty steady. I'm like tripping. I have 316 followers. I sold my very first journal. By the way, that journal is still available. Go to the DM me on TikTok y te mando el link, or if you go to Instagram, the beacons link there is available. It's an instant download. It's kind of like heal on the go. It's a safe place where you can write everything out para que no lo tragas en tu mente all the time. So anyways, I will catch you all next time. Bye. Okay. What y'all think of that episode? Les gustó? Not so much? Did it make y'all ponder or just be like, esta morra no sabe nada? I just want y'all to feel seen and understood, not stressed out. Anyways, I'll catch y'all on the next episode. And remember, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. By Henry Ford. Thanks for stopping by. Share, comment, and engage. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Instagram at Te Crees Muy Muy podcast. Go engage and invite other homegirls. Let's build that community. If you want, feel free to DM me for topics. And with that, I'll catch you next time. Bye.